So listen, you're probably thinking that the biggest objection that you have to overcome is price. But here's the honest truth. That actually is not the biggest objection that you need to overcome. The biggest objection that you actually truly need to overcome is the dreaded, I'm not sure if this is going to work for me. Because the bottom line here is what they're actually saying is that I doubt this whole process is actually going to work. And truly, unless you know how to fix that, you are going to get ghosted every single time. By the way, if we haven't met yet, my name is Emmanuel. I am the founder and kind of chief talking head guy of this cool little part of the internet, as well as a company called Square One Group, where really our mission is to help service providers grow and scale their business using systems. And this particular topic here, when it comes to new client acquisition, not really truly understanding how to overcome the doubt objection, it's defeating, it's demoralizing. And if you've ever had to go through a whole sales call or sales process where you think you're vibing with the person, and then all of a sudden, instead of giving the, oh, I can't afford it, or I don't have the budget, it's the, oh, I don't know if this is going to work for me. Not only do you have doubt in your prospect, or your prospect has doubt in you, you also start, having this imposter syndrome and start doubting yourself, which is not a good feeling to have. So I want to spend this cool little video just really truly addressing how to defuse this objection. But before I get started, just as a quick reminder, all of these videos usually come with some sort of workbook. I'm leaving the link to the workbook in the description below so you can use it and abuse it any way you like. All right, first, some quick story time. So I was actually on a call with this guy's name's Kevin. So he ran an agency, and he had invested a ton of money into agencies, into lead gen companies, into coaching, and it just was not working for him. He was not actually able to connect the dots to make it work, to actually get out of this revenue ceiling that he was stuck at. So I totally got the, I don't really know if this is going to work for me objection. But here's the thing, I have done this quite a few times, and I have been coached and trained by some of the best. And the reality is you're not actually supposed to pitch harder. Instead, you're going to do something a little different. You're going to start from a place, or at least I started from a place of curiosity, which is asking the question, well, why do you think it didn't work before? What do you think is missing? Or where do you think you made the mistake? So as it turns out, the program, or a few programs that he was in before, it was very cookie cutter, it was very templated. They really didn't understand who he was, who his company was, what his niche was. It was a literal, hey, here's a template, copy, paste this, send. And whenever you do that, that's just garbage. Like, it's just not going to work. So fast forward till now. Reality is, Kevin and I, we actually are good friends now, and we still work together. He's doing great in his business. We meet off a lot, maybe like once at least every other week, to kind of just jam on cool books that we read. But more importantly, he is now closing on a regular basis 3K a month retainers for his ideal client, or his ideal avatar. But the moral of this story is that when you stop trying to convince someone and instead focus on understanding someone, you're actually able to diffuse that form of doubt that they're feeling. And at the end of the day, that's exactly how trust is built. So having said that, let's take a second and let me break down what's actually happening a little bit more visually so you truly understand how to bridge the gap of doubt in the future. Okay, so check this out. Let's say in that first little circle that we have your prospect's current world, and let's put it in red. And then on the other side of the circle, we have their future world. Really and truly where they want to be. Now, in their current world, there are a couple of attributes that they are feeling. Number one being the obvious one, doubt. Number two being the feeling of past failures. Number three being frustration. Number four being burnout. And then number five being false starts. And the idea is that if they work with you, you'll be able to take them to, hopefully their happy place, to the future that they're actually looking for, where instead of having that doubt, it's going to be more about having clarity. Instead of past failures, it's going to be more about having some momentum. Instead of frustration, it's now going to be more about getting like actual support. Instead of burnout, let's switch that to some better outcomes. And then lastly, instead of the false starts, let's focus on getting them to have peace of mind. So then the question becomes, what goes in the overlap? What goes in the middle piece? How can we get them from where they are now to where they want to be? The reality is there are four things that we need to address in order to relieve this doubt, whether it be from you or from they themselves. So the first ingredient to release this doubt is that we have to diagnose. At the core of this, the goal is real simple. We just need to make sure that they understand that we understand their problem more than they do. And when they understand that, we're able to create or remove this gap of doubt and create a bridge from where they are now to where they want to be. Now, me personally, I actually like doing this through a triage call. Like I usually do a quick 15-minute phone call with a prospect to properly qualify them. But in that process, what I'm really truly doing is I'm honestly trying to diagnose what they have going on to see if I can actually help them out. All right, the next belief, I'd say bridge to get them from where they are now to where they want to be is to actually present a true plan. Now, let me focus a second on the word plan itself, because at the end of the day, you can say, oh, I have this, I can do this, I can have that step, and we can get you to this place. But most people, at the end of the day, they're a little bit more visual and they actually want to see a roadmap. They want to see a plan. Like, for example, just hear me out here. Let's say that you were driving to a restaurant that you'd never been before. And someone said, yeah, if you turn left, you turn right, you turn left, you turn right here, and you'll end up at that destination. It sounds great, but what if you forget? What if you mess up the directions? What if you heard wrong? But instead, if you had a nice little GPS screen on in your car that told you exactly when to turn, you'd get there a lot more efficiently, and it'd leave a lot less doubt for ambiguity of maybe making a wrong turn. Now, I say this simply because at the end of the day, when we want to present a plan, we actually want to present a plan, like a visual plan. What is the visual roadmap? That way they can understand where maybe they turned left when they should have turned right, and they can now start to believe like, hey, there's actually a way to get me to where I want to be because you've clearly identified my blind spots. The point of this here is that we just want to bridge the gap from where they are now to where they wanted to be. And if they see where they made the wrong turn, it becomes a lot easier to release or relieve that doubt. All right, the third belief bridge that we need to cross in order to remove doubt is the belief in you. And the way that we do this is actually real simple. It's called a third party story. Now, the way a third party story works is that we, instead of saying, I can do the thing or fix the problem that you need me to fix, we reference a past client, a past experience where that exact same situation happened, or maybe a similar situation happened, and we tell the story of how we took that person from where they are now to the happy place. And if we can do this effectively and relay that story and that message effectively, what ends up happening is it creates more trust and it bridges the gap between, the doubt of where they are, and again, getting back to where they want to be, or getting them to where they want to be. Bottom line here is that if we can explain what happened to someone else in a very similar situation, we can make them feel like, oh, we know what to do. And the last little belief bridge to really remove any doubt is that we need to address the most important person in this conversation, which is them. And the way that we do that is simple. We just need to build confidence in themselves by addressing the doubt head on. And the way I like to do it is by simply saying a kind of a bridge variation of, hey, listen, we hopped on this phone call today because you have a problem and you want to solve it. If you didn't think that this would work, then you would have given up already. You would have waved the white flag. But the fact that you're here still talking to me today means that you're still trying to solve this problem and you're passionate about finding the true solution to this problem. And so that in itself is just you showing that you learn or know how to learn from mistakes. You know how to pivot. You know how to make better decisions. Because at the end of the day, I like to think we all can't predict the future, but we all know how to experiment and how to test. And the success of any business is just truly knowing how to experiment and how to test. And once you find the right experiment with the right result, hey, guess what? the business starts working even better. Anyways, just to quickly recap, when you get that objection of I'm not sure if this is going to work for me, remember, all it is doubt. And if there is doubt, then your goal is simply to to create some confidence through bridging the doubt. And you do that by diagnosing the problem, by giving them a plan, by showing them proof that you can do this yourself, and then giving them proof and evidence that they can do it themselves. But having said that, I can almost guarantee that there's probably still going to be times when you're going to hear this objection. So here is the objection playbook, the objection handle for I'm not sure if this is going to work for me. And it goes a little something like this. So I'm not sure if this is going to work for me. Well, let me ask you a question. If all this did was get you to your goal, would it be worth it? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, the issue here is that if this isn't expensive or not, the issue is if you believe that this can actually happen to you. And then you attack the belief, what I mentioned earlier, which is you say like, hey, if you didn't believe in yourself, you would have given up already. Like, you're still here, you're here, you know that you made a mistake somewhere and you just need to find out where you made the mistake so that you can course correct. Anyways, I digress, back to the script. Social proof helps a lot, but the idea is, hey, I have a web page full of testimonials, video reviews, 5-star reviews on Google. How many reviews would you need to see in order for you to believe that this can happen to you yourself? And from there, my friends, they're going to start reconsidering that doubt, hopefully build the bridge of belief, and want to move forward with you. Anyway, if you found some value in this video, check out this video right here. It's another really good objection handle.